High second grade. We are here again with a new unit. This week we will begin learning about measurement. So you have all of your second grade teachers here, or math second grade teachers. Miss Hill's here, Miss Alfred's back, Miss Broadwell is here, Miss Henson is here, and of course I'm here. So we this week are going to begin learning about customary and metric measurement.
But first, we have Miss Broadwell with the joke of the day, or the week.
All right, the joke of the week. Okay, at the beginning of the school year, we learned about odd and even numbers. And we know odd is 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Even numbers are 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. So here's the question. How do you make 7 an even number? Well, you can just remove the S and it's even.
Oh,
I like that.
Yes. Okay, so we are going to be learning about two separate measurement systems. And we have the customary and the metric, and I'm going to go over the customary. And so our first, we have measuring length. Length is how long or how far away something is. So customary unit is what we use in the United States mostly. And we can see that we have the word inch. And it says it's very similar to a small paper clip. So you see the size of a paper clip. And that is about an inch. And we can abbreviate it by IN period. An inch. Very small things. Next we have the foot. And this is actually the length of a ruler. The ruler, there we go, there we go. The ruler has 12 inches. So we can write 12 inches. 1 foot is the same thing as 12 inches. If you count, you can see there is 12 inches.
What's the abbreviation for?
We abbreviated it right with the FT.
FT. Thank you, friends. Good. Okay, next we have the yard. And the yard is about the width of a door. So, it's pretty wide. And we can use the yardstick for that. You can see how wide that is. And we use that for kind of larger things. So the yard is YD period. There's our abbreviation. So again, we have inch, foot, and yard. Miss Hill is going to come and explain about the metric units.
All right, boys and girls. Our metric units are used a lot outside of the United States. Miss Broadwell told you that we use a customary measurement in the United States. So here we have a centimeter, okay? A centimeter is like the width of your little pinky. And then we also have a little centimeter cube here. And to abbreviate for a centimeter, we use CM period. Okay?
We used those centimeter cubes when we were getting the amounts of the checks.
We
Remember
did
those
use our
little-
centimeter cubes because they also weigh 1 gram, and we use those to weigh our baby chicks. We did. Thank you, Miss Henson, because I forgot about that. That was exciting. Another unit of measurement that is metric is meter. A meter is a bit more than the width of a door. So I have here a meter stick. Turn it around. I have a meter stick. And so to abbreviate meter, what do you think it is, y'all? What do you think?
How about M?
An M. A meter. So we have a meter stick here. So this is a bit more than the width of a door. So it's a little bit bigger. So Miss Broadway, you want to hold your yardstick up?
This is the yardstick.
And this is my meter stick. So to measure, we're going to start them at the same place. And you'll see that my meter stick is a little bit longer than that yardstick. Okay? So it's a little bit longer.
And then we have our centimeter ruler. Miss Henson forgot to put up there when you talk about centimeters.
Oh, yeah.
You can see that the numbers are really close together. And like I said about the width of your pinky.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, and I noticed, so on the inch side, it only went to 12. And then on the centimeter side, the ruler goes all the way to 30.
There's the difference.
So that shows us too that they're so much smaller.
I really like those little
larger
rulers.
unit, smaller unit.
meter is equal to 100 centimeters.
Wow.
100 centimeters. So now we're up to our tools,
We're gonna talk about our tools.
and Miss Alford's gonna come and talk about our tools.
You might have to
You have to erase
that.
our thing so that you can write your goodies up there.
Miss Alford's tall. We have to raise it up.
That's the problem in the classroom. I always write it too high. And
Then they
all the
can't come
kids
up.
are like, I can't reach that. Alright, so we have an inch ruler. And this one is our inch. Remember, it's about the size of a small paper clip
Or your knuckle.
or your knuckle.
Space between your knuckle.
And then we have a yardstick. And this one was our yardstick. And then you can also use a measuring tape. Those are for customary. Now for our metric, we have a centimeter ruler. Remember, it's about the size of your fingertip. And then we have a meter stick. And that's all of our tools.
Alright, thank you, Miss Alford.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we're gonna practice a little bit measuring some items from the classroom. And boys and girls, you'll be getting this sheet in your packet or on Google Classroom so that you can go through and fill in your notes so that you can have it to work at home. Okay, so I think we're gonna start out, let's measure our pencil. We have a pencil first. So we're gonna just practice some non-standard like you learned in first grade, just to get an idea to make sure that we know how to measure. Because there's a certain way you have to measure when you measure things. So I know in first grade you probably used some square tiles, but I bet most of you use the Unifix cubes. So we're gonna use the Unifix cubes. When you're measuring, it's real important that you go to the edge or butt up against the edge of the item that you're measuring. So it should be at the exact same level as your item. So if I'm doing Unifix cubes, I have 1, 2, and I'm going to count by threes after I get done. So here is 6, so I have 3, 6, because I like to skip count because it's quicker. So there is 9. Do you think we can get one more on there?
I think we can.
Right? And wow, looky there. I think that's about 10 Unifix cubes long. And we use the word about because about is like an estimate. When we measure, it's getting the closest estimate that we can get. And the way that we get it is making sure when we start measuring that our item is butted up to the end of the tools that you're using. Alright, so that was non-standard. We're really not going to go back to non-standard for the rest of the lesson because you really should have gotten that from first grade. The next unit we're going to use is, do you think we should use the square inch tile since we did the Unifix cubes?
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll do one because I said we weren't going to go back to non-standard, but we'll compare. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what do you think about that? Y'all think that's right? Think that looks good?
It's good.
Well, I think
But
we
it's
need
not at
one
the end.
more. There's
Oh.
room at both sides.
Oh my
Mhm.
goodness.
Probably
I
move
did
it down a
not-
little bit too.
I did not go to the edge, so I gotta go to the edge of my item. So that does look like I can put another on there. It's real important when you're measuring to get to the edge. Okay, so I think we're to the edges. So let's count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh, imagine that. 10 Unifix cubes, 10 square inch tiles. So I'm wondering, think about that if I said square inch tiles, that pencil might be close to 10 inches on the ruler.
Let's see.
What do y'all think? See how close we are. Ooh, our square inch tiles aren't quite square inch. On our ruler, it shows it's about 8 inches, 7.5 to 8 inches. If we're at a half, we round up to the next hole of 8. So now I want to measure the square inch tile. Oh, our square inch tile isn't quite an inch compared to this ruler. Alright, if I'm measuring this pencil and I start measuring with centimeter cubes, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
That takes
7.
forever.
8. Do you think it's going to take too long?
That's a lot.
That's
It
a
is
lot.
a lot. And
That's
you
a
know
lot of
what?
work.
That doesn't look very well done either, does it?
No, because they have to be touching.
Oh, thank you, Miss Hill. Oh, I have to touch them. They have to be butted up against each other and touching. And wow, since that's a bigger item, I don't know that I would use centimeters to measure that. That's going to be a long measurement there. A lot of counting. Okay. Let's
might
look at
miscount.
something. Oh, yes, right. Because those things are small. It's easy to miscount. Do y'all want to look at something smaller and see if that might help?
Yeah,
Counting
let's do
in
something
centimeters?
smaller.
Okay. Oh, I have an eraser for all the mistakes Miss Henson makes when she's working. Okay. So I'm going to count by twos. Counting by twos is easy, and I know you know how to count by twos. Surely. I think you learned that in kindergarten, and I know for sure by first grade. So here's 4, 6. You think I can add 2 more or any more?
I think that looks pretty
I
good.
think I'm pretty
Yeah, I think that looks
tight
pretty
there.
good.
Okay, so I have 2, 4, 6. So I have 6 centimeters. And I would write that as 6 cm. Do y'all want to try inches and see what we get with inches?
Let's see if it's the same or if it's different.
Oh, you know what?
Let's do the ruler.
Let's
See.
do the ruler. Exactly.
The centimeter side of the ruler.
Centimeter side of the ruler. So I'm
Let's
going
see if that's the
to
same.
measure.
Ooh.
Ooh, 6
Exactly.
centimeters. 6. And then look at the cubes, how they fit nice and even in there. Awesome. Don't forget your abbreviation. Of course, Miss Henson needs to put her period. All right, let's look at this in inches. I'm just going to use the ruler to measure the inches because we've already modeled how to measure with inch tiles. So if I measure this, I've got to make sure that my ruler is on the very end, on the edge, and that it measures to the edge here. This is close to about 2.5 inches. So when we have a half, we're going to estimate or round it up to the next whole number, which is 3. So then I would write that as 3 in, 3 inches. Someone else want to come measure something?
What you got?
What I got? I have a glue stick and I have a marker, but you know what? I'm kind of interested on how tall that stool is.
This one, the black stool?
Yeah, because I want to see how we use the bigger units of measurement, the
Maybe
larger
you want to
units.
use meters, because we did kind of look at yards.
Yeah,
Use the meter stick.
yeah, that sounds
Okay,
great.
so do I start here, or where do I need to start it? It's kind of in the middle.
Oh,
Is that
no,
where I
Miss
start?
Hill.
What do I need to do?
To
Ooh.
start at 0.
Oh, here. No, I have to start at 0?
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So here. Is that better?
okay, so
That looks
are you
Yes.
using centimeters or inches on your
I'm using
meter stick?
centimeters.
Centimeters,
Because you had
awesome.
centimeter cubes, so I have centimeters right
right.
now. So that's about, so if I go to the end, it's about 44 centimeters.
Okay.
It's about
so
44 centimeters.
I would not want to count 44 cubes.
No, not across there. Take way too long.
Yeah,
So do you want me to measure it in inches?
yeah, let's
Let's
see
see
the
what
difference.
inches. So I'm gonna start here at the very edge. And so it's about 17 inches.
17 inches.
About 17 inches.
So when we're measuring a bigger item, we should use a bigger unit of measurement. So
That's
the
what I think.
yardstick or the meter stick instead of a ruler and having to pay attention to where it stopped and then add the ruler
Add
on.
more.
So the alternative would have been
To take
To
more than
measure.
one.
centimeters and then mark where we end and
Yeah.
then have to restart and add to it.
Yeah.
So yours was so much easier,
To just use the meter stick.
Yeah.
definitely.
You know what? You can measure your family member at home. They can lay on the floor or stand up straight,
Yeah.
and you could use a measuring tape or the yardstick or a meter stick at home.
Yeah.
Good practice. All right, Miss Hill, you want to
Yeah.
wrap this up?
I do. All right, so we are going to put an activity in, and it's called Measuring Around the House. And this will be a really good activity for you to do at home for fun with your family, and I think you guys will really, really enjoy it. But one thing I want to say on behalf of all of the teachers, I can tell you that we were very saddened that we did not get to come back to school to end the year with you guys. But I know that you're still working hard and doing all of your work, and we need you to continue working really, really hard. And one thing that you guys can do for us is do your math iSips on iStation, your reading iSips. Those are really good tools for us to use your measurement of, you measure how you're growing throughout the school year. So if you could get on Math iStation and do that for us and see if you can do your iSip. If you have not already done that for the month of April, that would be great. But we want to say to our parents, we are so grateful for you being our partner teachers during this time. You guys are doing a great job. You're rocking and rolling and learning new things, and we're so grateful for you being our partners during this time. But we need you to continue working with those kiddos and continue to help them grow. And we love you guys, and we hope you have a great week and continue learning. Bye. We love
everybody.
you.
We miss you.
Bye, second grade.
Keep working hard.
Bye, guys.